Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're all having a great day. It is now a beautiful day out here in Arizona. Today we're going to talk about the 5 reasons why I bought my Honda Pioneer, and I think they're reasons that you should look at too. So when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about the stock Pioneer, not any modifications that I've done, but why I bought mine. And no, I am not a Honda fanboy. I looked at other brands too. If you remembered some of my previous videos, the criteria for me was it needs to seat a minimum of 5 people. It needed to have 4-wheel drive, and it needed to go like 50-55 miles an hour, as they're street legal here. So let's talk about the first reason I picked my Honda Pioneer, and that was the engine and transmission. Yes, the engine and transmission. When I test drove this machine, it was super smooth. I liked how it felt, the low end torque, all the way up to the higher RPMs, and I liked how it shifted. Yes, I looked at belt drives, but I really like the 6-speed transmission. Now you will see that there is complaints online about the transmission in these, and they're usually from people who haven't driven it very much. They say they're clunky, they don't like it. Give it time. The first 100 miles, yeah, they do clunk a little bit, and yes, I can hear it shift, but it's not a big deal. After the first 100 miles and you change that oil and, you know, transmission's done breaking in, it gets really nice. I mean, I call it buttery smooth. Some people wouldn't, but I think it's great. So the first reason I bought it was the engine and transmission. I loved that. I like the paddle shifters. It's all fun. The second reason I bought the Pioneer was its capacities and capabilities. So what do I mean by that? Well, it can hold 1,000 pounds in the bed, and it can tow 2,000 pounds. And you guys have seen me do it before. I hook it up to my trailer all the time. I hook it up when I'm putting it behind the gate, when I'm pulling it out of the gate, all kinds of fun stuff. I also always have it loaded. As you can see right now, I got my cooler still back there. It's probably got 20 pounds ice in it, full of waters and different sports drinks, because you know we're going out again this week, I hope. But it's always got something in there, so that's why I bought it. And you know, remember that seating 5 or 6? Boom! I got my seats up. The third reason I bought this was the drivetrain. What? Yes, the drivetrain. No, I'm not talking the engine and transmission. I know those are part of the drivetrain, but I'm really talking about the transfer case for low range and the differentials. So why do I want to talk about those? Well, here we go. Low range. Not all UTVs have low range. Most of them do, but not all of them do. So I really wanted low range. I like to be able to crawl and do certain things. Personal preference here. You know, I wish it was lower. I wish reverse was lower, but you know, that's a different conversation. With our 4-wheel drive system, we have a 1, 2, 3, or 4-wheel drive. And this was a big feature I liked within this UTV. Not all UTVs have turf mode. You know, UTVs are work specific. So this is a sport utility, as I've said before, so it's a lot of utility with some sportiness, and I do think it's very sporty to drive. I mean, I've taken it out to the dunes. I personally don't think there's a utility or a UTV that is a one-size-fits-all. You've got sport, you've got utility, and then you got kind of the crossovers, which I think the Pioneer falls into. So the turf mode was a big deal. I can drive around my house. I'm not tearing up the rocks after the landscapers come. You're not tearing up your lawn, all that. And believe it or not, on the trails, I keep it in turf mode the majority of the time. If I'm getting into something a little bit stickier or some articulation is needed, just pop it over right there to diff lock. Now, some UTVs only have diff lock in the 4-wheel drive system. I like the option of putting it in diff lock. The reason I keep it in turf mode is it also is easier on your drivetrain. When I'm on a lot of hard pack driving like I do, I'm not scrubbing the tires, I'm not wearing anything out prematurely. It's easier on all the joints, it's easier on the axles, it's easier on the differentials. The next one is, I call it 3-wheel drive. Yes, it says four-wheel drive, but it's really three-wheel drive. It's the rear differential is locked, the front differential is open. And I like this. So last weekend when I was revving at the river bottom, I was in four-wheel drive most of the time because of the sugar sand. I did take it out of four-wheel drive when we got more hard pack stuff. I put in this two-wheel drive because I was digging into the sand, but four-wheel drive is nice. And then finally you have your diff lock right there. Diff lock, I don't go very far in. If I'm in diff lock, I'm usually not going more than 100 feet, 200 feet. I like to think that I am smart enough on what I need and the terrain I'm going on. A lot of UTVs out there have all-wheel drive. Even the Pioneer LEs have all-wheel drive and the Talons and whatnot. So if you get the LE Pioneer, you got one wheel, two wheel, and then intelligent four-wheel drive. Polaris calls it all-wheel drive. I forget what Can-Am calls it. And it decides where to send the power on the front wheels. I personally like picking. Those LR systems are more of a set it and forget it. I like to be a little bit more technical. So that's the third reason I picked this, was the drivetrain. I really enjoy the drivetrain. The fourth reason I picked this was wheelbase. Let me show you. So here's the fourth reason I picked it, was the wheelbase. I mean, look at this. So I love the fact that you got your 3 seats up front and you got 2 seats in the back, which is just awesome to me. Because when you're not using those seats, you essentially have your bed with your 3-seater. But, you know, when I'm using my back seats, you can see I got my cooler over there, and it's not a big deal. I love the short wheelbase. This thing's like 10 feet long with the tailgate up, not a big deal. So I am running the front and rear A-arms that extends my wheelbase 3 inches, 1.5 inches in the front, 1.5 inches in the rear. Then I'm running some taller tires. And I run the truck tires, as everyone knows. Now that's not really required. I did it for a few reasons on the A-arms and the lifts, for the bigger tires, more ground clearance. But with my bigger tires and the A-arms, my wheelbase is stretched, but I've pointed out before, I mean, my approach and departure angles are just awesome. So that's the fourth reason I picked this, was the wheelbase. I like people getting in and out of tight woods when I go up north camping and not having to worry about being an extra 3 or 4 feet longer because I have 2 rows of seats and a bed. Remember, I have a family of 5, so I didn't have many options. I had to buy a 5-seater or a 6-seater. This one just fits the bill. I mean, I love the back seats. Yeah, they're not the most comfortable, but you know what? They fit the bill because you just fold them down. You can have 1 or 2 folded down. And by Honda putting those back seats back there, it kept the wheelbase short. So that was the fourth reason. And the fifth reason I bought this, well, kind of 2. One was the Honda reliability and the looks. So Honda, this is actually the first Honda I've ever owned. I'm not a Honda fanboy by any means, but I know Honda for the reliability. It's like buying a Toyota. They're known for reliability. Honda's been around since what, the 70s in the off-road market. So yeah, I bought it for the reliability and I bought it for the looks. I think this machine looks really good. I like the look of it. I like how it looks aggressive. I like that it came with the doors, with the body panels. I like that I can change everything. I like all of it. Yeah, there's some downfalls, but you know, there's not one machine that fits all in my eyes. So when you're looking at a machine, you got to look at, what are you going to use it for? Are you a dune rider? Are you a sport rider? Do you need to go get a Talon or an X3 or a Razor or a Wildcat? What are you doing with it? This one fits the bill for me. Now, is it a perfect machine for everything? Absolutely not. But I think it does everything well, if not good. And it excels at some things. And, you know, it's a little behind on others. You know, I can't go to the dunes and I can't keep up with everybody. But you know what? You'll run what you're brung and you have fun, as they say. This thing does everything I need it to do. Yeah, if I could have a second machine, it would definitely be a sport machine. I don't know which one it would be, but this does everything I want it to do. So when you're looking at UTVs, you gotta look at what you're gonna do most of the time and what fits your needs. So those are my 5 reasons of why I bought the Honda Pioneer. Let me know what your reasons are and why you bought yours, or why you bought another brand. Put in the comments below. I mean, honestly, I have friends that have Polaris's that have 6,000-7,000 miles on them. I got friends with Can-Ams with over 3,000 miles. You know, everyone has a machine that fits their needs. So tell me why you bought the machine you have, or the machine you're looking at, and why. Put in the comments below. So don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time.